Hey guys, this is Lieutenant Dan coming at you with another version of my map. And I thought I was done, but there was just so much that I wanted to add. And this whole coronavirus thing gave me that time to make all those additions. So let me show you what I've done. All right, so let's go into the Atlantic. Here we go. So what I did was, let me get up here. Sorry about all the scrolling. Let me go here. So I wanted to document the hunt for the Bismarck. So it started off. It took off with another heavy cruiser. So here's the Bismarck, right? And then it was its mission was to go out and raid some convoys in the Atlantic. So they took off from here. So I kind of documented that path. And then as we kind of whip around over here, this is where it started to get spotted by a few other cruisers or destroyers or something. I can't remember. And then this is where a big battle took place in the Denmark Strait. And one of the British battle cruisers got sunk, the Hood. And so anyway, so the Bismarck got damaged. And there was a heavy cruiser that was with the Bismarck that didn't get damaged. So they continued to sail on along with the other destroyers with them. And then they had another battle here. And this is where I guess they were running out of fuel. Both the Bismarck and that Prince Eugene. Anyway, the Prince Eugene escaped during that battle here. And then he was able to go back to, I think it was somewhere in France. Anyway, there's a port over there. Anyway, so the hunt for the Bismarck was off. England dispatched a bunch of carriers and battleships and cruisers to go find the ship. And so here another battle took place. And then they lost the Bismarck, and then they spotted the Bismarck, and then there was a huge battle that really was over the course of a good day and a half maybe, and then it just finally, there's just so many torpedo strikes and hits from other battleships that it sunk. So I thought it was pretty cool to document that whole battle on the Atlantic. If you remember from my the version 2 of my map, I documented the Pearl Harbor strike. And let me go ahead and go over there because I did make some changes to that. Made it, I don't know, I kind of changed the way the ships looked and where they were positioned. The old version I had the ships over here. Had a lot of, I kind of slimmed down the text a little bit. Anyway, I just kind of moved them around. And then I adjusted the path just a little bit. And the main thing that I did was on this side, on the actual attack on Pearl Harbor, I changed the carriers to be a top-down view as opposed to a side view. And I have the two waves of aircraft taking off. And then for the actual attack on Honolulu, or Pearl Harbor, I added more planes and things just to kind of make it a little more chaotic. I thought that turned out really nice. All right, let's see, what else did I do here? So if I go back into the European theater, I was, just reading up on some history and things that took place. And, a big thing that took place was the amount of bombing that occurred, right, from the Blitz from Germany, bombing the UK. And so you can see here that the Germans lost close to 2,300 aircraft that got shot down, and there was about 91 some odd thousand casualties, mainly, right, the UK citizens, so all the bombings that took place all over England and things like that. So I put the silhouettes of the actual bombers. So it's kind of neat that I kind of cut those out and put them onto the map. Kind of gives it brought that that area to life a little bit. All right, so let's see. Kind of come over here. I found out where the first wolf pack was formed. It was off the coast of Ireland. So there was actually 9 submarines, and they were. This is when it occurred back in September of 1940. But they those 9 submarines were attacking a convoy, and they managed to sink 11 merchant ships. So this is where it kind of all originated. All right, so then let's see. The next big thing that I did was I started documenting these arrows. The blue arrows indicate the Allied amphibious assaults. So this particular one here is obviously D-Day. So I captured as many of the amphibious assaults that I could. There's a few that I couldn't just because I had too much information. Some did occur over in here. But so I did get those. If I kind of zoom over here, over into Norway, you can see the red arrows indicating the Germans launching amphibious assaults. The blue ones, I think, were UK Special Forces or something like that, were coming in here. I think they got repelled. Anyway, so I thought it was kind of neat, just a little bit more information, putting on the map just to kind of, bring it to life. All right, so another cool thing, it actually started this third version. I started this. I thought, man, it'd be so cool to put in the Taranto Raid. So I put in the top-down view of the HMS Illustrious. Oops, I got a mistake. I got to put HMS there. Anyway, so I documented the raid, and it was only about, if I recall, it's like 180 miles off the coast. Wasn't too far off the coast. But anyway, they had 2 waves of the Ferry Swordfish torpedo bombers, I guess if that's what they call them. Anyway, so they did two waves. So one went this way, the other one went the other way, and basically they sunk 3 battleships. One wasn't completely sunk. That Littorio, I think they a year and a half or so later they raised it up. I don't know. They did something with it, so it didn't totally sink. Excuse me. So that was kind of neat. What else did I do? If I go over to, in Italy, there's a red line here. I documented this. It was a big, it's called the Gustav Line. So it was just a major line, offense and defensive line when the Allies, started invading Italy. So you can see this is where they invaded. I have points here where they invaded on Sicily. All right, so I made the map a little more accurate. I actually grabbed Siredblood's original map, and I kind of laid it on top of mine. And I noticed I missed it on the my other version. He had made a few territories larger, and so I just made the Soviet Union larger, Archangel a little bit. I left this one that size because a lot of action happens there. So he actually shrank that down. But anyway, I kept it big. Made Stalingrad a lot larger. Anyway, so did some changing up there. And let's see. Then I think that was about it. That's the main thing. Trying to think if there's any other things that I added. I think that was about it. Maybe just what I didn't show you on the Pacific side is the Amphibious Assault. So you can see these red arrows here, where the initial invasion of all the islands of Japan. So this is where they entered in Malaya and off of Siam, and here's all the entry points on Borneo and Java here. You see a couple there on Sumatra. Here's where they went into Celebes, all the Dutch New Guinea, and you see a bunch of entry points, Solomon and so on. I couldn't get all those. I had just so much information here. I couldn't get every entry point, but got the main ones there. But you can then see the blue arrows indicating where, later on when MacArthur started. Actually, I can show you where it started. It is over. Sorry for the scrolling. Here it is, the Gilbert Islands. So initially, I guess Japan was there. That's why Tarawa and Mackinac Island. You can see a lot of people died here. Like almost 5,000 on Tarawa and 14,000 on Mackinac Island. But anyway, this is where the first large-scale amphibious assault took place in the U.S. And this is where, during that battle, this is the Liscum Bay escort carrier was sunk. So, kind of brings more clarity as to why, I placed that sinking escort carrier there. And then from there, they kind of, the Allies kind of went this way. Down to the Solomon Islands, New Britain, New Guinea. They started going this way, hopping back and forth, and I think they liberated the Philippines. You can see some of the entry points here. And then on the way up. So that's that. Anyway, so I won't make this video much longer, but I wanted to get this out just because I didn't really have much going on today. And I do want to mention one thing that, I have had people want to get their hands on this map, this version of the map. And I have no problem giving this out for free under really one condition. At the very beginning, a long time ago when I made the map, I made a gentleman's agreement with Siredblood. And, I told him that I wouldn't just give this out, right? Because that would kind of undermine all the things that he did on his end, right? And so all I ask is that if you have proof, I guess, or you can get validation from Siredblood himself, then I will add your email address to my Google Drive. I've done that for a few people already. I know Detroit is going to actually use this version of my map here for an upcoming event that he has in August. So very honored that he likes this enough to print it out. I know he has a really large table. And then the other thing is regarding this map. Now, I know that a few have printed this off at the out-of-the-box size, which is 70 by 32 or something like that. I forget the exact dimensions. Now, the text that I have added, it will come out pretty small. I have some pretty old eyes, so I can't really read it. So just to kind of give you an idea, this is the text that you see here at the zoom rate that it's at. This is about what it prints out on my table, which is 85 by, let's just say 40. So if you have a map that is, I think somebody printed out at like 75 by 30, I'm guessing 6, so like 75. He said that it came out fine. So, but I just wanted to give the forewarn those who have smaller setups, you'll be able to read it. But if you have old eyes like me, you may not be able to see it well. So anyway, so just let me know. I will put some of that information in the description so that, if you do want it, just let me know. Send me an email. I'll put that my email, or just, send a reply to this video. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I will come at you with some other stuff in the future. Take care.